So we are very excited to have Malia with us today. A little bit about her, Malia Baker, she recently made her debut on Netflix as Marianne on the highly anticipated remake of the Babysitters Club. Only about a year, into her professional acting career, and Malia has already accomplished so much. In addition to the Babysitters Club, she's performed in several theatrical productions and appeared in ABC's A Million Little Things, the CW's The Flash, as well as the Hallmark TV movie Hope at Christmas. So welcome, Malia. We're so excited to have you. I'm inviting Malia to join us. Hello.
Unmute. There we go. Hi.
There we go. How are you this evening?
I'm good. Yeah. How are you guys?
We're really good. We're excited to be spending this Friday evening with you. So we've got a bunch of questions to ask you. I'll go ahead and jump right in with, tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a professional actress at such a young age. What does it feel like?
Yeah, well, sometimes it can be a little bit of pressure, especially with social media. And I feel like right now that's such a huge part of so many people's lives since we're all kind of still stuck at home. But otherwise, it's honestly quite amazing. I get to do what I love and stay home. And it's just a dream come true.
So exciting. So how did you get the role in Babysitters Club? How did that come about?
Yeah, so I'd been acting aroundish, not even a year before this audition came, and my mom had given me a limit. She said, I'm gonna give you 1 year, and I'm gonna drive you out to the city, and that's gonna be like your 1 year. If it doesn't happen or you don't love it as much, I'm just taking you out. And I was like, okay, cool. I had agreed to that. And so then this audition came around, and I had loved the Babysitters Club books. I still do. I am such a big fan of them. And I just knew I had to get at least far into this. So I first started with a self-tape, which is pretty much you just rehearsing a scene on video, and you send it in to whatever headquarters they're at, and that's what I did. And I hadn't heard back for about 2 weeks, and I was super nervous because I thought I just hadn't gotten it because it felt like years. But eventually I got word that I had an audition, and after that audition, I got a callback and more callbacks until suddenly I went out to LA and booked the role. So that's kind of the story.
That's so exciting how that happened. So you made that 1 year mark, like you beat your mom, you did it. So how did you first learn about the Babysitters Club's books? Because I know you're like a younger generation. It was more like maybe your mom's generation that would have been like on VHS and like reading all the books and the Christmas specials. I was reminiscing with Amy earlier about how I used to have the tapes on my little spinning VHS tower. Some of you may know what that is. So how did you like come across the Babysitters Club's books for the first time?
Yeah, so through my mom, actually, she had always referred to herself as being a Dawn, and I had no clue what that meant. So me being young Malia, I did my research and discovered the Babysitters Club books, and I was super interested in them because my mom seemed to love them. And I discovered we had this huge box in the barn, and I felt like I hit the jackpot because they were all my mom's old books, and I was able to read them right then and there, and I fell in love with them instantly, as so many people do who read the books for the first time.
That's awesome. So let's see. We have so many questions.
So many.
So what is one of your favorite memories from being on the show?
Ooh, that's a
I know
hard
it's a hard
question.
one.
I feel like, my time there was amazing. I was on set with my best friends doing my dream job. It felt like a miracle, but I think one of my best memories is the first time we filmed something in Claudia's room, because, Claudia's room is just iconic, and I saw the phone for the first time. I was like, God. I completely fangirled over everything about Claudia, as Marianne does too. So I think that was one of my favorite memories.
That's so fun that you got to be with your friends too. That makes it even better. Oh, this is a fun question. So, if you could bring another fictional character from a book to the screen, who would that character be?
That is a really good question. Wow, I wasn't
Not
prepared
to
for
put you on the spot or anything, but
that. Um, okay, there's this book. It's called, what's it called? My sister's reading in it right now, and I lent it down to her because it was one of my favorite books. I think it was Storyland or something along the lines of that. But there's this girl, Alex, and I looked up to her so much because she went on all these big adventures with her brother, and it was all just like being in these traditional storylines of like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and that kind of thing. And I thought it was just so magical. So I think I would bring that character Alex to life.
ooh,
Cool.
I want to watch that show already or that movie.
Yeah, it does sound interesting, huh?
Yes, I love fantasy stuff. All right. So, do you have any advice for an aspiring actress or actor that you would like to give us?
Well, there's so much I could tell you, but I feel like just to have a good support team and a support system behind your back always, to have your family with you or your friends or whoever you're counting on to make this your reality, because it's a big job and it's your full-time job because they're a constant and you don't know how they're going to turn up. So I would just say have a good support system, and to make sure that you keep both your mental health and your physical health solid, because that's number one. That's a priority when you're doing this job.
And I think on that note, because we have a question that I think would be a good follow-up to that is, how do you manage school with your traveling and working and everything like that?
So I'm in grade 9 this year, so that's exciting. But
High school.
yeah, high school, kind of crazy. But I feel like managing school and work at the same time, it's just kind of something you have to do. It gets easy over time for sure, because before I was in public school and I was just hanging out with my friends and I'd be pulled from lunch if I had an audition or something. But now I'm homeschooled and I'm able to finish up all my work if I need, well, I do need to, but I'm able to finish up all my work and then go do self-tapes all day if that's the requirement. So I think it gets easier over time, but at the start it sure was rocky.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite subject in school?
Favorite, I really like biology. Yeah, so science, that's just one of my favorites, but I also really love art. Art's kind of my number one.
That's awesome. I love art too. So let's see. Oh, this is a fun question. Do you have a favorite outfit that Marianne wore?
Ooh, okay. Well, the first 4 episodes, I would say nothing really from there, only because she was getting out of her youngest senior citizen in the world phase. So I feel like one of my favorite episodes and clothes to wear on set was that dress for the wedding. That's the fanciest dress I'd ever worn, and I feel like that was just so cool to wear, and especially from Marianne's perspective, because she's a little more conservative, a little more laid back, which is kind of like me too. So it was really fun.
That's cool. Oh gosh, you guys, these are so many great questions. When it comes to acting, do you have a favorite genre that you like?
Well, my friend, actually, she plays Stacy Shay. She got me into the horror/thriller drama last year on her birthday, and I did not expect to like it. At first, I didn't like it. I was terrified. She made us watch It Chapter 2 in theaters. Not super fun for me. I still remember the scratch marks I had from all my castmates holding onto my arm. But I have really learned to love that genre. But a little bit of everything. I love sci-fi. I love fantasy. I love drama, comedy. Comedy is a favorite of mine.
Would you say, like, for your next acting performance, which genre would you pick? If someone was like, okay, tomorrow you're going to go shoot a Horror,
Tomorrow.
sci-fi, comedy.
Oh, that's hard. I feel like I want to do a dark, witty comedy. I feel like that
Ooh,
would be really cool. Those actually, that's my favorite genre. I'm just gonna slide that in there.
that in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone who's listening.
Yeah, everyone who's
Yeah,
listening.
dark, witty comedy coming soon. Um, so, oh, how old are you?
I am almost 14. I've learned to say almost 14 because I feel like I sound too young if I say I'm 13 years old. So
Yeah.
almost 14, yeah.
Awesome. And where are you joining us from? Like,
Today I'm joining you guys from my guest room in my house in Vancouver, hometown. So everything's pretty chill over here. The weather seems to be all over the place. It's now sunny, even though yesterday we had a thunderstorm. So just all these little factors gaining in. It's kind of
that
crazy.
time of year where everything, the weather is changing and it's kind of like, same in Colorado, we're having like really warm weather, but next week it's supposed to be fall. So we'll see where it goes.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, what was your favorite scene to shoot in Babysitters Club?
I think my favorite scene, I've been getting this question a lot, and I think I finally put down a solid answer that I don't say, oh, but I like this scene, and I like this scene, blah, blah, blah. But the last scene that we did, where we take the Polaroid photo at Camp Moosehead, I think that one's my favorite. We all got to keep one of the Polaroid photos from each take, so it's a little memorable thing that we each have in our rooms right now, and I just love that scene. Every time I look at it, I get teary because I'm like, I miss
Oh,
my friends.
how are you and your friends and castmates staying in touch right now during COVID and everything that's going on?
Yeah, so lots and lots of texting. I don't think I have a day without them, with 100 text messages that I find my phone just laying around with. So lots of texting, a lot of different group chats, both on Instagram and iMessage. But FaceTiming as well. Sometimes we'll write each other letters if we're feeling fancy. So it's kind of all over the place, but it's really fun to have pen pals that I get to send things to.
Yeah, I mean, I have been sending a lot of mail recently too, and I'm like, this is fun. I
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
wish I need to start doing this more often. I sent postcards recently, so
Ooh.
that was
Mhm.
yeah, that was a thing I hadn't done for a while. Um, okay. Oh, do you have any pets?
Yes, I have four pets actually. Two dogs, two cats, just keep it even. I do admit to having one that I love just a teensy bit more than the rest. His name's Earl. He's the cat. He is very round, as Stacey would say. um, I love him and I love all my pets, but I definitely say I consider him one of my own.
And let's see. Ooh, you guys are sending me so many good questions. This is very hard. Oh, someone wants to know, will you ever come out to Colorado?
Ooh, that'd be fun. Sure, that would be
Maybe
so much
one
fun.
day.
Uh-huh.
If you could still act, but also have another career, like when you grow up, what would that career be?
Mm-hmm. Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be a spy. That did not work out. Maybe I'll be a spy on set one day, but not for my second career. I feel like I would want to be a lawyer, a civil rights lawyer. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
That's a really cool path to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Oh, lots of questions on season two, question mark. Will there be a season two? Are you able to give us a breadcrumb?
I can't give you guys a breadcrumb, but when I am able to, I will spill everything I know about it. I promise.
Perfect. Do you have any siblings?
I do have a sibling. I have one younger sister. We're 3.5 years apart, and she's kind of like my best friend, even though she can be really annoying at times. I love her with my whole heart.
And ooh, let's see, how many Oh, sorry. Where was Babysitters Club filmed? I actually don't know this either.
No, Babysitters Club was filmed in Vancouver here, so I got to play a little tour guide with all my American friends. So that was
Oh,
really
that's so fun.
fun.
Yeah. Um, was acting always your dream before this, or did it kind of just happen?
I mean, I feel like every little kid kind of has a dream of, oh, I want to be on TV one day. So I think that was there. But I always had this kind of gut feeling that I was going to do something someday, although I didn't know what, didn't know when, didn't know how. So this is a start, and I think that's really cool.
Do you have anyone, an actor or a well-known person that you look up to?
I could go on and on for
Go, we have
days, but
time. We have time.
I really look up to Greta Thunberg. She's
Yeah.
I also look up to Wes Anderson, Greta Gerwig, Zendaya, Michelle Obama. Who else? There's so many people. Malala. I think that's what I'm gonna slide in for now. I could still go on, but that's what I'm gonna slide in for now.
Those are all great people, and of all ages and all backgrounds, and that's really cool. All professions. Let's see. Lots of people are saying they love the show. It was their favorite show, so I just wanted to let you know. Lots of fans. Do you have a funny story that happened on set that you can share with us? Some
There's
behind the
so
scenes.
many funny stories. I mean, you put five girls together who become best friends and you give them a set to play around with. I feel like that is endless stories. But I think one of the funniest stories is so the phone, it doesn't light up when someone rings it, and the ring isn't, we didn't film it with the ring, so that was added in. So there was this woman underneath the desk that was pressing a button so it could light up on time. And I didn't know that she was there. None of us knew that she was there. So we went into the room as usual, and we saw the candy, and we were eating the candy, and then she said, no, you can't eat that yet. And we thought there was a ghost because, my goodness, we did not expect there to be someone under the table. That's just one of many.
This is an interesting question. You kind of have given us some insight already, but is acting as fun as it seems like it is?
Acting is so much fun. It really just depends what you're passionate about, but this is what I'm passionate about. So it's, like I said, it's a dream come true, and once you dream hard enough, it will come true, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's hard work, but hey, it looks really
Yeah,
fun too. Like you said, you get to be with your friends on a set, you get
exactly.
to have fun.
Mhm.
Um, and you told us a funny story, but we also have a question. Did you all play any pranks on each other?
We did not play any pranks on each other, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. We did scare each other every now and then, and that ended up not so good, but I don't think we pranked each other. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Maybe think of something for next season.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Oh, how long did it take to film the series?
Yeah, so it was very ambitious. We did episode per week, and we did filming for about 2.5 months, I think. It was August to mid-October, so about a month there. But we did it for 2.5, 3-ish months, and I got to have all the girls over for not Halloween. We got to have all the girls over for Thanksgiving, so I hosted it here. There was like 50 people, and it was kind of
So
insane.
fun.
It was really fun. It was like the biggest little celebration we've ever had, so it was a whole new experience, and I was so grateful to share it with all these amazing people.
Wow. And so, okay, one episode a week,
Yeah.
2.5 months. Oof, that's awesome. You worked so hard.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, let's see here. Um, is there going to be an episode about the new book? I don't know if you would know that, but just thought I would
I
ask.
don't know. I mean, I'll put in a request, but I have no idea.
Oh, back to being an actress and acting. What was the most difficult thing about acting for the first time?
Rejection. Acting comes with a bunch of rejection, and you get used to that because it actually builds your confidence up a little bit. I was a total Marianne, completely shy, didn't really speak to anyone. But I feel like with this new experience and this new direction that I'm taking, it has helped me build me up in a way that I'm able to say, hey, that's okay, you weren't looking for that, but I'll get it next time, kind of thing going on. But I think rejection was the hardest part to sort out, and reading of the scripts and memorizing. I feel like that was pretty hard too.
Yeah, actually always wondered this. So, how much notice do you get? Like, do they give you a script and the next day you have to be on set, or do you have
Yeah.
it for a while in advance?
So we get the scenes that we're filming that day a night before. So we'll need to, if we haven't memorized it yet, we'll memorize it like the night before. But prior to that, so it starts out, you get a script per week, and while you're filming that first week, you get the script for the second week, and you start like practicing and memorizing, and it just keeps on going. It's a loop. So that's kind of how it works out. It's different for every set, but that's how we did it.
Ooh, I do not miss having to memorize things. I don't think I've done that since school. That's awesome though. I always commend actors. I'm like, I don't understand. Their brains like have to process so much. That's amazing. Somebody asked this question earlier, and I thought it was a really great question. Have you looked for advice or reached out to any of the actresses that were in the original Babysitters clubs, or did they visit you guys on set, or was there any of that?
They didn't visit us on set, although that would be so cool. I did get a chance to speak with Rachel Lee Cook. She was amazing. She still is amazing. I got to do this little interview with her, and that was super fun. I had looked up to her from the role of Marianne, and I've seen her in other things as well. But I got to look up to her and just relate to her on some Marianne things, like, did you ever babysit outside of like being in the Babysitters Club? And, like, the same recurring questions that we would get, and we would be able to laugh and talk about it. So I thought that was pretty fun.
That is really fun that you can, oh, so cool. Are you filming anything lately, even with COVID happening?
Lately, no, nothing yet. Hopefully soon, but nothing has come up at the moment.
Okay. I've had a couple questions asking if you all improvised at all when you were on set.
Yeah, there are some improvised moments. I don't think that was the majority of the scenes, although that would be pretty fun. But the scenes with Richard and Shannon, my dad and Don's mom, so most of those scenes were improvised. So when you hear him say like, "No, what? They don't have this in the grocery store?" That's like, what do they expect us to do? That was all improvised. So you see me and Sochi, my castmate who plays Dawn, laughing our tails off. That was all true because they're just geniuses at that stuff.
That's amazing. That's such fun, like behind the scenes knowledge to know.
Yeah.
How are you similar to and different from Marianne?
I'd say Marianne and I are similar because we're both dreamers who are accepting and warm-hearted. We love our friends more than anything. We're leaders in our own way, and we use our voice when we need to. I think Marianne and I differ because I use my voice when I don't even need to. I think I'm a little less shy than Marianne. Well, I used to be very shy, but I think I've grown from that. And I also think that we are just very different by the way that we react to things. I feel like Marianne's more patient and laid back and settle with things, whereas I would, what? So no.
Oh, that's amazing. And on that note, were any of your friends and co-stars really similar to their characters? Like, were you like, oh my God, you're just like her?
The first time that I met Sochi, who plays Dawn, I heard wrinkling in her pockets, and I was like, hey, are you okay? Well, no, actually, my other castmates, they heard wrinkling in her pocket, and she pulled crystals out. And then the first time I actually did meet her, she came up to me and she massaged my temples. I didn't even know this girl. She was like, you looked a little tense right here. And I was like, okay. And everyone had prepared me for it to be like really cruel and really competitive, but people were just so lovely. And everyone is honestly so much like their characters, except for Sophie, who isn't as feisty as Christy can be. She's much nicer. But I think we all related to our characters a lot, which makes our friendship so amazing because we all play that role in our friendship in real life.
And I'm sure it makes your acting even stronger, like having that real bond behind the scenes and like bringing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any actors or actresses that you want to work with one day?
Again, the list could go on and on.
Let's do a top 5.
Okay, top 5. All right. I'm ready. I would say Zendaya. I really would like to work with Saoirse Ronan. Who else? There's so many people. Scarlett Johansson, I think she's pretty cool. Emma Watson, just because I've looked up to her for such a long time and I would love to hang out with her one day. And I think I'll just put Will Smith, to add some comedy in there. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, here's a good one. If you could pick a piece of the Babysitters Club set to keep as a memento, what would it be?
Fun fact, we did get to pick a piece of the Babysitters Club set to bring home. So there was a few things that we could choose, but I chose Marianne's glass cat thingy that was in her room, and it just reminds me of her because we both are cat lovers. And I have that in my room next to all my Babysitters Club books. But I think if I could choose anything, I think I would choose her Wicked poster that's framed. I feel like that's a very Marianne thing that she has.
That's cool. I always wonder about that. Like, what happens to all the cool stuff on set?
Yeah, and then all the candy afterwards, we got to eat a lot of that. So that was very tasty.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, let's see here. So, do you have a show that you're currently watching that's really good that you can recommend to us?
Yes. I'm currently, I guess I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls right now. My mom and I refer to ourselves as Rory and Lorelai. But that's one that I'm rewatching and I've loved it for a very long time. So I would recommend that. It's a feel-good, hearty show. It's really fun.
How, back to being an actress, how did you overcome shyness?
Yes, overcoming shyness while acting. It started first with acting classes, I think. I had only taken a few, but it was still such a new experience and you had to get completely out of your comfort zone. I'm a dancer as well, so I'm used to people telling me like, do this, get your leg up here, and I'll be able to say, okay, I can do that. You told me exactly what to do. I'll be able to do that. With acting, it's way different. They're like, improvise now. Do whatever you want with the scene.
Oh, that's hard.
It's hard. It's a very hard transition, but I feel like it was worth it, and I now have all these things on my belt that I'm able to pull out whenever I want.
What is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby, I'm really liking playing piano right now. I feel like I've been doing that a lot while I'm stuck at home. But other than that, I love listening to music, going outside, riding my bike, that kind of thing.
Wow, Malia, you're a triple threat. You sing, you dance. I mean, that's incredible. Oh, what is your favorite genre of dancing?
Ooh, I love doing contemporary. I did really like doing that, but I also really admire hip hop. Ballet is really cool too. You know what? Everything's really cool, but I think hip hop and contemporary are the two that I go to the most.
Do you have a favorite Babysitters Club book?
I really like the one where Marianne cuts her hair. I was like, yeah, go Marianne, you got this. But I also really love any of the super specials, really. Super special number 11, I think it is, but the one where they are at camp, and they get to go with Christy's family and her brothers, and there's a dance, and Marianne and Logan send notes to each other, and we all get to keep a diary and write in it. I think that one is one of my favorites, top 10 for sure.
There's so many of them too,
So
you
many
know.
of them. It's so
So
hard.
I'm like really impressed that you remembered that information. So you sing and you dance and you act. Do you ever want to be on Broadway?
I had done musical theater for a very long time before this, so I feel like that was always kind of in my mind, like, oh, that'd be so cool. But I never actually thought of like, oh, I could do that. I could audition for that. That's kind of strange to think about because it's Broadway.
Yeah.
But maybe one day in the future, who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
We also we had a few requests on after when you were talking about what you're watching, if you have top 3 Netflix shows or movies.
Well, there is this really great show called The Babysitters
Yeah,
Club.
obviously we'll put that one at number 1.
But other than those, there's a lot. Why am I having such a hard time thinking
Oh
about
my
it?
gosh, I know. It's like I always watch Netflix, but I never know what I'm watching.
I know. I don't know if it's like a Netflix show or Netflix just bought it or something like that. But I watched Outer Banks recently. That one was pretty cool. Another one's. Oh, gee, I'm sorry, guys.
But it's okay.
I'm
Have you watched
for Netflix, apparently.
I have on my list to watch the new Enola, what is it?
Enola Holmes. Yeah. Oh, I can do movies too? Okay.
Yeah, movies or shows. Movies or shows.
That was a very good movie. I did really enjoy that one. I love the witty banter that some of the castmates have and their friendship on and off of the screen. I thought that was really fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we have a few questions about your amazing earrings. Can you tell us where you got them?
I would love to if I knew where they were from. I think my mom got them online. They're very cheap. I feel like they're
really cool. Yeah, we had a few people wanting to know. Yeah.
I get to steal jewelry from her all the time, so I'm very lucky for that.
And going along with style, was there a character on Babysitters Club that was your favorite style, like fashion?
I feel like Claudia was my favorite fashion style, but I feel like a mix of Claudia and Dawn. Honestly, all the character styles are so iconic to that actual person, but I think Claudia was the one I looked up to the most.
Awesome. I know it's so hard to pick a style that you like.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, so many questions. Let's see. If you could travel anywhere, where would it be? Like, what's your dream travel destination right now?
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna do top 3. Italy, London, and New York. That's where I would go. Yeah.
And are your castmates kind of all over the country, or?
Yeah. So they live all over the place. 2 of them live in LA, and one other one lives in Florida. So it's kind of crazy. But the other one lives here in Vancouver as well. So I'm able to hang out with her or send notes to her. But our schedules always collide in one way or another, which is a bummer, but it's all over the place, really.
What is your favorite food? And someone even said top 3. So yeah, and also adding in, do you like to cook? So I've just combined 3 questions that are all food related.
Okay. Okay, so that was, what was my favorite food?
Top 3, and do you like to cook?
And do I like to cook? Perfect, thank you. I do like to cook, actually. My dad is this amazing cook, so I've learned from him over the years. We love to make pasta. He took a few classes last year and has been making it nonstop. So that's what one of my top favorite comfort foods right now. I also really like Sushi. I love sushi. And if ice cream were a food, I would put that down.
Oh, it is.
It is food. Okay.
Food. Ah, great choices. And so he makes the pasta from scratch.
Yeah, he does
Wow.
the dough, he cuts it and everything. I've definitely learned a lot in that area.
All right, we have, aside from the Babysitters Club, obviously, what are some of your favorite books or book genres that you like to read?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite books since I was like 9 years old has been One Crazy Summer by Williams Garcia. But that has been one of my favorites. I caught up with Jane Austen over the months right now, so that was been awesome too. I'm still expanding my horizon. I love poetry, so I've been reading that a lot as well, and recommendations from friends and family. That has been what I've been reading right now.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite poet?
Oh, a favorite poet. I don't know if I do. I really like Roppy Kaur. I'm sorry, I'm butchering her name,
Oh,
but
that's a hard name to say. I don't even know how to pronounce.
yeah, but her little quotes and just her little quotes, yeah, I think they're just really wholesome and sometimes they're really sad, but I think they're really relatable with such short and sweet words, and I'm able to put them as my wallpaper if I want to. So that's what I've been looking at right now.
Do you like writing? Like, do you write stories and
Yeah,
poetry?
I love writing. Actually, English was one of my favorite subjects as well, so I should have put that there as well. But I love writing. It's this whole other experience, and you get to like trap yourself and things that you're writing in, or a book that you're reading. It's definitely a hobby of mine.
Awesome. Yeah, reading and writing go hand in hand. It's the
It
best.
does. It
Especially
really
now we
does.
have a lot of extra time, right? So it's like
Mhm.
devouring books. It's so great. Let's see. Oh, we have a lot of questions on your favorite music, favorite singers. So can you recommend some music to us?
Yeah, well, gotta be honest, my music taste is all over the place, so I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
get a little tricky. I go from Ella Fitzgerald to Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong to Miles Davis to, my goodness, I'm just now realizing how crazy my music taste
No,
sounds.
it's awesome. You have a very like you've got some that's some vintage music right there.
Yes, it is. Bob
Jazz. Yeah.
Marley. Some of the new songs are really amazing too. I look up to the Beatles a lot, and Fleetwood Mac. Who else? Lauryn Hill, Beyonce,
Ooh.
Destiny's Child. I think that's it for now. Yeah. Okay. Frank
Those are
Sinatra.
all great.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. From the books, did you have a favorite Babysitters Club character?
I always related to Marianne a lot, which is why this whole experience feels completely surreal because I've read about her countless times, but I feel like I can't pick a favorite. They're all just so good, and I feel like the best thing about the Babysitters Club characters is that you're able to relate to at least one of them, and there's so many situations that are so relatable to so many kids today and back then as well. So I feel like they're all kind of my favorite. I don't
Yeah,
have one.
it's hard to pick.
Mhm.
Um, so let's see here. Ooh, do you have a favorite historical character? Like not character person.
Hmm.
Oh
I mean, yes, for sure I do. I just wish I had my list of notes.
my
I
gosh, I know.
was like, oh, geez, shoot. But hmm, I'm not sure. Who should I say? Uh,
I'm sorry that I asked you that. I was also curious. I guess like if you could play a historical figure in a film or a show, do you have one that comes to mind?
hmm. I don't know if I have one that comes to mind immediately. There's so many that it's just
So
filling
many.
my brain.
Oh, don't worry.
So I'm going to apologize.
No, don't worry. We have like 3 more minutes, so let's just move on to the next question so we can get as many in. So when did you start taking your acting classes? How old were you?
I was either 10 or 11 years old. My cat is pawing at my door, so if you hear anything there, that's what it is. But I think I was around 11 years old, and that's when my first acting class was, and I thought it was really cool and really crazy because I hadn't experienced anything like it.
I think this is a good final question. I know we have so many questions, but you've done such a great job answering a ton of them. So we're really grateful for that. But I like this question. What is a life lesson from the show that you find really important that you want to really like share with others and get out there?
I think that no matter like what your age, who you are, what your gender is, whatever is really, you're able to like put something out into the world and it can evolve into this amazing thing. And I think one thing that has really stuck for me is make sure that you have your own great idea, just like Christy. Making sure that all these kids, and I really hope that people take this away from the show, is that like you can have your own great idea, just like Christy, whether that's making a business, whether that's making a club, whether that's even like going out to dinner one day and like going with your family and friends, just having that great idea and evolving it and making it into this thing that you're super passionate about and can put everything into, really. I think that's one of the things that I took away from the show.
That's an amazing lesson. If you haven't watched the show, I highly recommend it. And thank you so much for joining us this evening all the way from Vancouver. It's so cool that, it sucks we can't all be together, but we have this awesome platform that we can see you and interact with you. And we're really grateful that you joined us here in Denver. I know we have people from all over with us tonight. Like we have people from Mexico. So we're international this evening. Really cool for us as the library district as well. So Malia, thank you. We wish you all the best. Like have a wonderful rest of the school year and good luck with your endeavors. And I know you're destined for big and wonderful things. And thank you again for your time. And I know everyone is sending their love and just expressing how wonderful you are in the chat. So thank you again. And everyone have a great weekend.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. I know your cat really wants to be with you too. So I don't want to keep him waiting. All right, everyone, have a great evening. This is a webinar, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. And have a wonderful Friday night. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.